Hey, what's going on, you guys? Like, we got to another TV talk. Your boy Big Dog back with another one take review for. No, this is a DC TV talk. This is why it's so. It could be both, I guess. But anyway, we got Stargirl episode 7, Shiv, part 1. Which, yeah, man, this is the episode that actually made me mad. By the end of the episode, when this episode went off, I was mad. Not because the episode was bad. I thought the episode was great. As a matter of fact, it was because like I couldn't keep watching. Like I was so invested when this episode went off. I'm like, why can't we keep going? This is why I like binging stuff. Okay, because I don't have to deal with having to get like I waited all week for this episode. It was super good, and I gotta wait another week. That's frustrating, people. Okay, it's very frustrating. This episode we pretty much focus on Cindy, and like her whole thing. We know that she's Dragon King's daughter, and she pretty much knows everything about the ISA. So there are some things going on. One, we find out that Henry, she doesn't actually like Henry. She just pretty much been assigned Henry by her father in order to keep an eye on him. So just in case his power start working, we can use him instead of Brainwave because he's still in a coma. And Cindy just like that's the only thing she has, and like because she can't really gravitate towards her friends. She wants to be a part of the ISA, and her father's like, no, I won't let you. We get to see that whole dynamic, which is pretty messed up because Dr. Ito, which is Dragon King, has like a few wives, or his most recent wife is just pretty much has to do whatever Cindy says, or if not, pretty sure it doesn't end too well. We see her kill one of his subordinates in this episode, and he kind of like, do you know how long it take me to train these people? What are you doing? Like you have like this. Now you can also tell that she's a spoiled little brat too, though. Like the way she acts and just the way she moves. And you kind of think, hey, it's kind of like this kind of side of her. There might be some good to her, but even her best friend, or who we consider her best friend, the black girl, just like, you know what, you're a bitch. Okay, I'm tired of you. I ain't got to deal with this shit. I ain't got to put up with you no more. I'm happy you ain't going to the dance. I don't even want to be around you no more. She's like, well, that's good for you. So we see that she kind of wants friendships, and she actually tries to like make something happen between her and Courtney, where Courtney is the person who definitely approached her. That had to be. It was science, since the whole science project or whatever. And she like, hey, my dad is coming, so all this just easy to me. I did this as a kid. But then they build a connection because, hey, what better way to build a connection with somebody whose parent also is dead? I guess that's just like the theme of the show so far. Like, most people has dead parents except for Beth and Yolanda. Fingers crossed on that for them. But, yeah. So they build a connection. It's like, hey, you want to hang out? Cool. And it's like, oh, so... Granted, I still think she's a terrible human being, but like, hey, it might be a different side to her, you know, that most people don't get to see. And then it happened. I was just like, okay. The episode continued. There's a lot of things happening in the episode. One, the janitor don't know who he is. He got this some kind of King Arthur sword and a stone type sword deal. I don't know what's his deal. You know what I'm saying? He always quoting something like he's a walking fairy tale book. I don't know. So I'm still confused about him. The team trains. Courtney is okay. Stargirl is definitely the best person in the group. Like I don't think there's any question. Yet she made a mistake that I feel like kind of regressed her character a little bit, and it's based off last week's episode, because last week they saw that like, hey, them up against actual villains, they aren't ready. They're like too brash, rash, like they move too quick. So it was like, what are you doing? Like they having a training exercise, and she's just pretty much like stepping on everything that Pat says. She's not listening. She's not paying attention. She seems like a class clown, I guess you could kind of say, or just like one student in class who won't let the teacher teach. Like that's what she was acting like, and I'm like, Corey, you was literally complaining about how the team wouldn't listen to you last week, so you're doing the same thing to Pat again, which is something he's already told you about before. Like, you can't keep doing the same things over and over. Need you to, especially not if you're gonna beat the hero, Court. Okay, it's just not gonna work. So granted, she is very skilled with their damn staff now. Like, her and their staff is are one. Okay, they're definitely in sync. Not as in sync as you would want them to be once we find out later on in this episode. But that pretty much canceled everything, and so the rest of the team was pretty disappointing. Which you can understand. Okay, couple other things we starting to see. Henry's powers are starting to come in. He's kind of seeming to be rejecting them, not, you know what I'm saying, really paying attention to what's going on because he doesn't know who his father is. Maybe that's kind of on his dad, though. If his dad probably would have told him, hey, I can do this, his kid would have probably known what's going on better or been more ready for his powers when they came. But that's kind of on brainwave. I guess he thought he was gonna always be around for it. That's, you know. Another thing is Barbara is going on a trip with Jordan, aka Icicle, and just to do some business stuff. Now here's the thing. Now here's where things gonna get a little tricky because Jordan does not seem to be making a move on Barbara. He seems to legitimately just want her to do well. He appreciates her family. I hope they don't make him to where he falls for Barbara, because that just wouldn't seem right to me. Yet, the whole thing where he tells his son Cameron about how he got him and his mother got together when he said it was another guy who wanted to know what you do. I killed him. He said it jokingly, well, he said it seriously, but his son kind of took it as a joke. I kind of took it as a joke as well. Yet, that might come into play later on this season if he really starts to want Barbara and he's going to be like, hey, only way I can get her, I have to eliminate her husband, which is Pat. So that's if he actually gets feelings for her. But I like the whole dynamic of the dude. He seems like a good granted he killed a kid and other people. Okay, he's definitely a terrible person. You know what I'm saying? But it seems I really want to know what his motive is. I know it's for his wife, but I don't know exactly why his wife wanted him to his wife even wanted him to go along with the plan. So I don't know exactly what the world did to his wife in order to set him down this path. And even his son was like, hey, I think, you should be happy. I'm just if I didn't know you was a egotistical son of a bitch, man, you would probably think he's a really good guy. But yeah. We watching the show, so we get to see both sides of it. Also, he gives his son Cameron some advice on a girl that he likes. Well, here's the issue. Here's the only issue I have with this episode, and literally the only issue is that I think, and it's not necessarily. I don't think it's necessarily with this episode. I think it's kind of with the whole DC universe CW type thing. Because if you guys pay attention and if you watch this on the DC universe, the first few episodes were actually longer than the ones that come on the CW. And so there were a little bit more things. Certain scenes were fleshed out a little bit more, which I think was the case for a few more things that we supposedly to have seen. Now the episodes are all about 41, 42 odd minutes, which is the normal runtime for the shows on CW. I think they are starting to cut scenes just to make it so one don't have more than the others. But I think one of the scenes that suffer from that is the fact that the whole Cameron Courtney scene, because he was super excited to start dating her or take her to. She was super excited to go to the dance with him or whatever. And he already stated that he liked her to his dad. I think there had to be some more scenes where that actually was him. We've never noticed him noticing her. So it just seems kind of weird that it just pops up right now. It seems like something just got plopped in there. But I'm pretty sure that had to be scenes in other episodes that probably got cut for time that would have displayed him having a crush on her and vice versa. So that was just I kind of like one of the I think that's kind of one of like the down parts of like having to thinking the show's gonna be on one network and then it has transferring it or like simultaneously on another like TV station. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I could be wrong. That could have been how they set up. I just don't think. Excuse me. By the way the show's been set up so far that they would do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Nonetheless, it continues and she tells him like, "Hey, I actually got plans with Cindy." He like, "Cindy, really? Wow, out of all people." But like, no, they end up. She tells like, she'll understand, and she goes to tell her. That's the worst time you could have told her. Okay, you could have told her like not while she's on the field or anything like that. You should have waited till like, hey, hit her up, woo the woo. Hey, can we hang out maybe Saturday? I'm actually going to the dance. You know, something came up. Don't just watch. She sees the already. Granted, there's no time when you can probably approach her because she's always been in a bad mood, and she just feels. Like, and at that moment, it's just like, hey, I'm tired of being left out of stuff. I can't make friends. I'm trying to be in this one thing. I can't fit it. I can't be a part of the ISA, and I'm definitely not fooling with these kids. Fuck it. I'm finna go look for my dad. I'm tired of I won't end. He's not there. Court just so happens to be does what Court does, following I'm about to call it the ventriloquist, the fiddler, the principal, and which Pat specifically told her not to do. Okay, specifically told her not to do. She get to following her around, ends up putting on her costume. Of course, the staff is there because the staff just he knows Court. Okay, like I said, they're in tune. Okay, they're one, and so we end up getting a Cindy who is now Shiv. Because she puts on all the gear, grabs her little scepter. She got a scepter. Courtney got a staff. It's definitely a difference, people. The dragon scepter, which blows fire, which is super fucking dope, if I'm being honest. The showdown between Stargirl and Shiv was a very entertaining one. I liked it a bunch. I think I liked it just as much as the fight from last episode. I think it was just one moment where they both was like just standing in the middle and the camera was just panning around them. And I like well choreographed fights and I love one-on-one fights. So that moment, of course, was super dope. Especially the fact that like how Court uses the staff and how it's seamless now. It looks so smooth and everything. I thought everything was good. Granted, sometimes you can tell it's kind of the choreography is kind of slow. It's kind of like they're like waiting in certain moments where like sometimes you can tell it's like over choreographed. But for the most part, love the fight between the two. And another thing that I noticed during that fight, Court almost killed her, which was hilarious. It wasn't funny, but it was like. You just blasted her in the face. When Shiv got up, you saw her face was burnt. I'm like, oh, okay, so she gonna actually start wearing a mask like her dad. And then she started to regenerate. Yep, no mask for her. She out here, all the way. Okay, didn't know she had regenerative power. Like, I want to know what else can this chick do, okay? Because apparently she's the real deal. It's kind of weird because now that I think about it, her dad called her his greatest creation, I want to say, or experiment. I think it might have been experiment is the exact word he want to say he used. I don't know. It was creation, experiment, something along those lines. So it really makes you start to wonder exactly what's going on with her and all her full powers and capabilities. So when she ends up getting the advantage over Court, which is surprising to me. Granted, she's probably been training and doing stuff like this way longer than Court. So, but that's also the scene that might have been her first time using that staff. Then again, she probably used some other weapons. So she was alright. She ends up beating Court and is about to deliver the final blow. Granted, she doesn't know who Court is, even though Court only is wearing a mask over her face. That always bothered me with superheroes. It's like, you can't tell they have like one thing covering the eyes. That's literally it. Nonetheless, she don't have nothing on though. She just pretty much let you know, yes, I'm the mean girl in school, and I'm also a supervillain now. Boom. She about to land the final blow on Court, and out of nowhere, the janitor comes through with this King Arthur sword, takes out Shiv, and dips. Because the cosmic staff gets up and leaves and goes to find Pat, which is, I love the fact I love the use of the cosmic staff. Okay, the thing has a mind of its own. It just gives it personality to a staff. Like it's insane. I love it though. It's one of the best characters in the show. Like it's insane. So the staff go get Pat. Pat comes back looking for Court, which. Now here's the mistake. Granted, Pat didn't know that Court had changed into her, her Stargirl outfit. Okay, so when she comes looking for her and he's yelling, "Courtney, Court, where are you? Where are you?" Shiv just so happens to be getting up and leaving, but I'm 100% because I'm pretty sure I think the show made it clear that you heard Pat yelling for Courtney. So when she goes back and think, we have a serious issue on our hands. Because one of the supervillain's daughter, and who's an up-and-coming supervillain, now knows that Courtney is Stargirl. If that's the case, you just use your common sense tells you, okay, she's Stargirl, and they have 3 other members? Oh, okay. Okay, so the guy's probably Iron Man. The other Yolanda's probably gonna be Wildcat, and then the black chick, the only black chick that we've seen, she has to be the new Dr. Midnight. So now she knows, probably get the information to her dad, which also gives the information to the ISA. They probably assign her, hey, you take out them, you become a member. And even if she don't take them out, you still now have the ISA who know your true identity. Nobody's safe. It's great storytelling. Okay, it's just like, damn, I'm scared from my people. Okay, because listen, once again, Beth and Yolanda's parents, they're still alive. Beth's dad works at for the New America. Is it New America? Great America, whatever it's called. So he could possibly get killed. Yolanda's parents may get by, but the way Shiv is set up, she might kill her too. Okay, she might kill them too. She pretty cold. Okay, she pretty cold. Another thing, I'm super stupid. Never realized that Sportsmaster is AKA Crusher, the guy who owns the gym. I feel so stupid. I've watched every episode twice, and I didn't even think of it. I was looking at, and this episode was the one I noticed when he was talking to Pat. Like, oh, you gotta get back in the gym. I was just like, wait a minute, that's so stupid, so stupid. And I think the last thing I want to just cover real quick was it's a couple things. One thing at the very end of the episode, but before that, I want to talk about something I skipped over earlier, and that's the moment between Courtney and Mike. And Mike is starting to feel neglected from Pat because he's been hanging with Courtney a lot, and he's like, hey, since you don't have your dad, don't you don't have to take mine because I've already dealt with not having a mom and stuff like that, and we got past it on and you don't really see that from him a lot. But if you watch each episode, you kind of see once they go somewhere together, you see a certain feeling that he gets yo, why are you not, why are you always out with her? What's going on? And it's, I think it was time, and I think it was the right time too. So I'm interested to see where that goes because even though it seems like Pat is getting away, but it seemed like he was building quite the relationship with Barbara though. So I want to see exactly where that whole dynamic is going to go because I think there's something really good is going to come from that. And the end of the episode is basically The King Arthur. His name is King Arthur because I couldn't recognize the symbol on the sword or anything, so I don't know too much about him right now. But he recognized Pat when Pat became saved Courtney, and it's like, hey, stripes it. So apparently, I wondered, like, did somebody from the JSA mess with his mind, so like mess up his memory, or did he do it to himself? So they can't find out who he was. It has to be something, and maybe seeing her in danger maybe trigger something. That's why he saved her. Also, I just realized, like, Pat is probably super afraid, and he's gonna be even more cautious about letting Court go out and fight again, because the image of him at the end of this episode reminds me of the first image in the first episode where, like, he saves where Starman dies in his arm. That looked very similar. So I think he's gonna be a lot more strict on Courtney in this next episode. So especially, like, she took real damage and almost died. That's too many times already that, like, she's almost died. And, like, I don't know. I like the way it's going. I'm loving the show so far. I'm really, really loving it. But yeah, you guys let me know what you thought about it down in the comments, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you guys are staying safe. I'll catch up with you guys later. Peace.